If they're making fun of you and they're telling you that you're just not a very good person because you're little or short, you can say, I like being short. So you stand up to them and you look them in the eye and tell them, I like being short. I want you to practice that. I'd like you to stand up as quietly as you can. Stand up. Ooh, good direction, followers. Keep your feet about that far apart. The first row's doing a great job. Keep your shoulders straight. Put your eyes right on that camera. And I want you to say, stop it, when I say 3. 1, 2, 3. Stop it. And then I want you to say these words. Bullying is wrong. Ready? Bullying is wrong. And then the last part. I will tell an adult. Ready? I will tell an adult. Good for you. All right, now very quietly sit back down. Boys and girls, you are doing such a great job. You're doing great. So that's what you can do if somebody bullies you. If they get to bothering you, you could just tell them, stop it. Bullying is not allowed. I'm going to tell an adult. Make sure you remember those words. So now you know what to do if you get bullied. Many times we get our feelings hurt or people are bullying us. And remember, it happens many, many times. It can happen at school. It can happen on the playground. It can happen on the bus. There are lots of places that it can happen at school. But sometimes, sad to say, but sometimes you might find yourself being the bully. Think about that. You might be the bully sometimes. Teachers often know exactly what's going on in their classroom, and they're able to help you stop activities that make you a bully. And I have a plan to show you. This is what I have, and your teacher's going to have a copy of this. And it says on one side, and you can wear it around your neck to help you, it says stop. That means if you're doing something that's going to be wrong to bother someone else, your teacher can say to you, stop. And you know what she wants you to do right then? Stop. And then the other side says, think. Stop and then think about what you were going to do or what you were going to say. Stop what you're doing and think about what you were going to do or say. And then you have to decide, was that a good thing or was that a bad thing? Now sometimes to help us remember that, we have to wear this around our neck, especially when we're just learning it. But after a while, you can take it off and your teacher can just say, stop, think, and then you'll know. Stop what you're doing, think about it, and then make the decision, was that a good thing or a bad thing I was going to do? And wouldn't it be wonderful if your teacher just said stop, and all of a sudden you stopped when you could have gotten yourself in trouble? It's a good idea just to stop and think. And that really makes your classroom a better place to be. Everyone will be much happier. So you know what to do if you are a victim. And you all practiced it so well. Stand up tall, tell them to stop. You know, okay, you want to do that again. Okay, stand up tall, say stop it. No bullying allowed. I'm going to tell an adult. Good. Have a seat. Good job. So now we've talked about what to do if you are the victim, if someone's bullying you. We've talked about what to do if you're about to get yourself in a problem and a place you don't want to be, how to stop that. But sometimes you're not the bully, and sometimes you're not the victim, but sometimes you see what's happening. You see that there are some people having problems, and now you become a bystander. So we have 3 words for you to learn today: victim, bully, and bystander. The bystander is someone who just sees what's happening. And you have some choices to make if you become a bystander. 3 things that you can do. And we have it on a chart. And your teacher will have one of these too, because you might want to talk about this in your classroom. Don't you like those little figures on there? They're little stick, I'll move over this way. They're little stick figures, kind of drawn quickly. And there are 3 things. What would you do in this situation? Number 1, you can just walk away. Just walk away. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to do anything. You can just walk away. The next thing you can do, look at the middle one. Stand up to the person. That's when you have to say the very same thing again. Stop it. Bullying's not allowed. Stop it. And the last one says, get an adult. And boys and girls, if you remember back in the story, Miss Linda talked about her little tattletale goldfish. Telling and getting an adult is not always tattling. And I want you to remember that. If you need to tell an adult, that is not tattling. When somebody is being bullied and you get an adult, that is telling. And it's very important that you do that because someone's getting hurt. If you see that happening, you need to get an adult. If you are on the playground, there's always an adult on the playground with you. In your school building, if you see bullying going on, there's always an adult you can tell. If you're on a bus, there's always an adult you can tell. So let me share a little story with you, and we're going to talk about what this person can do if they're a bystander. Remember, we have a victim, a bully, and the bystander. This is a little story about Juan. It was a beautiful day, like it's going to be outside today. It was going to be so nice, and it's going to be warm, and you won't need those old heavy winter coats all the time. It was a beautiful day, and all the children were out at recess. When Juan sees a group of children from his class playing a running game, he runs over to join them. And when he gets there, all the kids scatter. That means they all go in different directions. And another little boy tells Juan, "You can't play with us. We don't play with kids that look like you." Wasn't that awful? You can't play with us. We don't care. We don't play with kids that look like you. Juan couldn't believe his ears. He played with all these kids at home, but they wouldn't let him play with them on the playground. What would you do if you saw that happen? What would you do about that situation? You're not the bully because you didn't do anything. And who's the victim? Is Juan the victim? Juan's the victim because they won't let him play. And if you're watching all this, you're the bystander. What would you do? Teachers, can you help us out?